Today I fucked up by asking stranger to show me her tits. First of all, I want to emphasize strongly that I am not the kind of guy who does this regularly. Usually I am very shy and I try very hard to avoid even the possibility of an awkward situation. For example, I don't even hug my closest friend simply because she has a boyfriend, henceforth there could be a misunderstanding. Anyways, I met this girl today. She was really nice, we talked a lot and I really liked the way she thinks. We took the same tram on the way back home, but had to get out earlier than she did. There we talked a lot about appearances, and how they could be misleading. When I mentioned that I think she looks like a nice girl, the kind that keeps out of mischief. And she answered that this is only the scraping the surface impression, stating that she is even tattooed. Right there I realized that I had to get out quick, in order not to walk back from the next station. As I didn't want to be rude, I told her quickly that I'd like to see that at some point, but I had to get out now and then left. That's when I realized that she told me that her tattoo was on her boobs. Too long, didn't read, tried to be a nice guy, ended up being the ass of the day instead. Update, as a lot of people encouraged me to write her, I finally brought myself to contact her. Proposed a bicycle trip off the nearby forest because she mentioned she likes cycling and is new in town, so I think I'll be able to show her some new nice things she likes. I know usually people go to a nice restaurant in situations like that, but she's a vegan and I am a meat-loving part-time farmer. I don't want to push any buttons just yet. You were accidentally smooth. The award for overthinking it goes to... Where is the part where you fucked up? Make a new post about how you fucked up the rest of your life not doing that. Today I fucked up by never flirting in my life. As a woman, I feel like her telling you that she has a tattoo on her boob was flirting. Women just don't blurt that kind of thing out to the creepy guy on the train that they want nothing to do with. She probably took what you said as you flirting back. As long as you didn't scream "I want to see your tits" as you were getting off, it seems you were unintentionally smooth, and the real fuck up is you not getting her number. Well, I do know how to contact her, but I don't have any clue how to write a mail, which, in that context, does not make me sound like the creep who just wants to bang her. Today I fucked up by kung fu gripping my GF's pussy. Prologue. Yesterday I was cooking some ham in the frying pan because I figured, what's better than ham? My ham, of course. What I always forget is that ham has a certain degree of water in it that never plays nice with the hot oil. So here I go, taking a fork to the ham slice to flip it, and at that very second, this damn oil bubble pops right onto my finger below my nail, giving me a huge blister. Log. Today I popped the blister while washing dishes, nothing out of the ordinary. GF comes by after work and things get hot and heavy. We get to the bed and she's on her back, I'm to her side, leaning on my forearm, with my face over hers, just at kissing distance, perfect for the moment. Since I'm a righty, of course I'm using that hand to diddle her doodle. I'm doing pretty well, pacing is there, proper lubrication, she's going nuts, we're almost there boys. The finish line is in sight. And out of nowhere, she puts her hand over mine, squeezing my finger and in turn giving me a stupid reflex to also clench my fist and run away from danger. I squeeze her puss and she jumps up, headbutting me in the mouth. Mood is ruined and now my lip is swollen. Luckily she's fine for the most part, a little shocked and confused, nothing some tacos can't fix. I prepped tacos before she got here. Epilogue. She's on her way home, a little embarrassed for my fat lip, as am I for kung fu gripping her pink taco. Silver lining to the story is that the tacos were delicious, and moral of the story is that you should probably let your partner know you have a second-degree burn if you plan to have sexy time and avoid that spot. Too long, didn't read, almost squeezed the life out of my GF's cat. Got headbutted in the mouth. Had some great tacos later. You manhandled the wrong taco, my guy. Diddle her doodle. I'm diddly dead. Read this on the toilet at work, laughed hard enough to launch the shit out of me at Mach 6, my asshole is now burning and my sides hurt, thanks. Today I fucked up by reading Today I fucked up while shitting. Can we get the taco recipe? Oil in the pot, turn on heat, add minced beef and salt. Stir until there aren't any clumps left. Let the mince evaporate all the water, add more oil if needed. Once the meat gets some good color, I added diced onion and a bell pepper. When everything was close to done, I added a taco seasoning packet I had mixed well, added water and minced garlic. Let reduce until it's looking right. I added the garlic at the end because I wanted to taste a bit of it and not just let it get mangled with the rest of the ingredients. Grated some cheddar and dry moz I had in the fridge and mixed it up with some of the extra seasoning because why not. Took some pork belly, diced it in cubes, threw it in a pot, added just enough water to cover and a bit of salt and let it go until it cooked in its own fat and got crunchy. For the rest of the ingredients I diced some tomato, green onion, sautéed some corn, cilantro and lime. And you just layer everything as you want. Today I fucked up by causing the deaths of nearly a dozen ladybugs and forcing one of them into cannibalism, maybe. I'm a kindergarten teacher with a class of 18 hellions who give me a run for my money every day. Almost 2 weeks ago a fight broke out among a couple kids over some dumb thing or another while we were walking back inside the building after recess, so I had to deal with that but could also hear suspicious giggling coming from the back of the line. We finally made it back into the classroom, the kids scattered and started screaming, and the next thing I know there were about a dozen ladybugs crawling all over the rug. These ding-dongs had them trapped in their sweaty, grubby hands for who knows how long, and I was just thankful none of them had died. I immediately poked a Ziploc bag full of holes with a thumbtack and dumped them in, vowing to put them back outside after school. I ended up completely forgetting about them until today during my end-of-the-year classroom clean-out. The bag had gotten buried under a stack of papers on top of the cubby where I'd left them, and all the ladybugs were dead except for one, which was miraculously still alive. Except that I realized the others had bits missing and others were reduced to what I can only describe as crumbs. I let the surviving ladybug out of the bag and it walked around my hand for a few seconds before flying off in a frenzy, which I have never seen a ladybug do before. I can only imagine what was going through its mind after suddenly being released after 2 weeks of pure misery. Too long didn't read. I tried to rescue a dozen ladybugs my students had brought inside from the playground by putting them in a plastic bag, but forgot about them for 2 weeks and they all died except one who may have eaten the others. It happens. Typically when ladybugs are born there are dozens of them, and as they emerge hungry they tend to turn on each other first before actually hunting for food. Circle of life. What you should be worried about is the fact that you let loose the superbug who won the gladiator games you created in that bag, allowing it to pass on its super strength and survival skills to future generations. When the world is overtaken by super strong, human-devouring ladybugs, we will know who to blame. Edit. Wow, my first gold, thanks. Hopefully our ladybug overlord looks kindly on you, stranger. They're carnivores anyways, so not terribly surprising. Thanks, I feel marginally less bad now, lol. In another 30 years. Hello James, welcome. Do you like the classroom? My grandmother had a classroom when I was a boy. Nothing to boast of. You could walk along it in an hour. But still, it was a paradise for us. One summer, we came for a visit and discovered the whole place had been infested with ladybugs. They'd come on and had gorged themselves on coconut. So how do you get ladybugs out of a classroom, My grandmother showed me. We buried an oil drum, and hinged the lid. Then we wired coconut to the lid as bait. The ladybugs come for the coconut, and they fall into the drum, and after a month, you've trapped all the ladybugs. But what did you do then? Throw the drum into the ocean? Burn it? No, you just leave it. And they begin to get hungry, then one by one, they start eating each other, until there are only 2 left. The 2 survivors. Then what? Do you kill them? No, you take them, and release them into the trees. Only now, they don't eat coconut anymore. Now they will only eat ladybugs. You have changed their nature. One time when I was a kid I sat a ladybug on a leaf and sent it down a rapidly flowing stream. I always felt somewhat guilty about that. Now, I'm realizing do ladybugs can fly, so my conscience is cleared. They can not only fly, but also suffer far worse fates than whitewater rafting. This is so well written, smiley face. That's because they're a teacher.